Hello and welcome to another episode of Don't Tell My Wife podcast with one of your hosts, Tonye.
And it's your boy Ken.
And yeah, man, back again, another week.
Another episode.
Another guest, a man of God.
Yes.
Father.
Can't lie, yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, go.
You guys had me in a chokehold. Well, pause first. in lockdown, bro. No, did he? In lockdown, bro. Like, I remember when you guys were doing the lives.
Oh, yeah.
With Pastor Nana.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, one of my favorite. Took me through lockdown, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I knew you was coming on, I was gassed still.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Obviously, if you can have your name, bro. And
so my name's Ronnie.
Yes.
And married. I've got a baby boy. His name's Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm a teacher as a profession.
What are you?
And yeah.
What do you teach?
Computer science.
Wow.
First.
Yeah.
In uni or college?
Secondary school.
Secondary school. Sick.
So year 7 all the way to year 11.
Wow.
So they don't computer science. Do they still do ICT?
No, they scrapped that.
Okay.
Replaced it, yeah.
Okay, fair.
So I get sick from my son and I get sick from the students at school.
Yeah.
So I get double.
Yeah. No, thank you, bro.
Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it, honestly.
Yes.
What you get started with? How's your week been?
My week was good, man. I just got back from Spain not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this week with my wife. So it was our first getaway, like, together properly. So,
Really? You didn't have a honeymoon?
Never had a honeymoon. This was our honeymoon, bro.
Mm.
This was our honeymoon.
Did you go with baby or?
No. We left about home. We said, please, I need time with my wife. You have kept us in this London for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
It's time for us to leave the country and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So we've done like staycations, but it's our first time we've actually travelled together. The plan was to go on a honeymoon. Obviously, we didn't travel before we got married, but obviously he came, so we didn't do a honeymoon. And now we had some time away, which was amazing. Yeah, good time, man. Just getting back to the cold UK, man.
Yeah.
How was you guys' week? How was your week?
Yeah, it's been good. Just work and everything like that. It's half time now, so I'm happy.
Yes.
Half
you
time
have
is
1
like
or
the
2
best.
weeks?
1 week.
Okay.
Yeah, but in Thurrock they got 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
I work in London.
Oh.
Is it? Whereabouts in London?
Kennington.
Kennington. Okay.
Kennington?
Yeah, Kennington. Yeah.
As in South?
Yeah.
So you're bopping all that way?
Yeah. I prefer it. I don't like the
You don't
schools
know
in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my wife's a teacher as well. So she teaches
Okay.
English. No, she'll smack me if she's English. She teaches business. She used to teach English. She teaches business now. And obviously, I used to live in Essex before. So we're like, we're thinking of like moving back to Essex. And the reason why we might not is because the schools
Terrible.
there are not really that great.
What's wrong with schools in Essex?
I think they're just not really, they don't pay well.
What school did you go to?
William Edwards.
Oh, okay,
I went to
don't know.
Hassenbrook.
Oh! Okay,
Wait, what's the guy? You know, Hassenbrook alumni, some people are some serious people. I'm one of them. I'm screaming.
It's
gone downhill though. It's gone downhill.
Whereabouts are you originally from?
Labrador
area?
Grove.
Okay.
Oh, Labrador
Yeah,
Grove.
Hammersmith, Labrador Grove.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was working in a school that will remain unnamed.
Yeah.
But some people here might have gone there before.
Yeah.
And one of the kids, I sent him out of the class. I said, get out of the class. And he said, I'm going to leave just like your dad.
Wait, what the hell?
Bro, I was like...
Wait, black boy?
No, white kid. In year 8.
Hey.
And I was like I've never had such an experience before. Especially not from a kid.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, do I risk it all and just lose my job, like lose everything, just go work at Amazon warehouse or I don't know, like M&S, I don't know.
Don't kill me.
Yeah, bro, it was mad. So those are the kinds of kids that you encounter in the Essex schools, which is why I couldn't work there. So even though I lived there, I'd rather travel into London and deal with normal bad behavior that I'm used to. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
I fully get you.
What kind of bad behaviour is different though from Essex to London? Surely London's a bit more.
First of all,
Exactly.
What okay? So for example,
you're not gonna
back
get
in the
that in a
day-
school in London, bro.
No, but back in the day, I can understand racism, but now there's enough black. Is there not enough black boys to?
Not in the Essex schools, nah, not really.
Oh wow!
And also, like,
Stanford, innit?
yeah, and also them sides is the lowest level of. The people there have the lowest level of further education in the country.
Wow.
And that reflects in the kids. So the kids don't have certain types of aspirations which reflects on their behavior in school.
Essex?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can agree with that.
Not everyone, obviously, but I'm saying like for the most part.
Nah, bro. Some
and
of
it
their
reflects.
parents are a bit.
You
could see. Even me when I was back in school, some of their parents,
Yeah.
But it's definitely gone a lot.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
That you made. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So because of the way further education is not everything in the world.
Yeah.
But because of how the parents are, it affects the way the kids are, which affects the way they behave in class, which makes me stressed. I was borderline depressed when I was working.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not it, man.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I can hear it.
Yeah, and I rarely use the word hate, but it's applicable.
Yeah.
Teachers,
it's
a hard job, but it's also very fulfilling as well. Like teaching. No, because when my wife comes back and she's like says like all her highlights, like all the good stuff, I'm just like, wow, like she acts like she don't like teaching.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing that you teachers do. You guys pretend you don't like it, but you actually love the job. Though.
You know what? Maybe your wife, but I'm telling you.
I just want to get
every
paid.
teacher I speak to, man, I want to leave. Bro, you guys love the job, man.
You know what? When you have a good school, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing.
Bro, no working from home. You have to love this job. You have to love that job, bro.
Yeah.
For some, nah, man. And you can only go, but then you guys get really good holidays, though.
Yeah, the holidays are the best
6
thing.
weeks off. Bro, every time I'm hearing that it's half time, I'm thinking, how much time do these teachers get off?
Yeah, every 6 weeks you get at least 1 week off.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no complaints. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So I think that's the best part about it, because of like ministry stuff and all of that, it's really, really nice to have those breaks because you can intensely do a lot in that time. So I think it works well for me now. But, with having a baby and everything, I do kind of get jealous of people that work from home sometimes because it just seems a lot more convenient.
Yeah.
That is kind of in the back of my mind as a future plan, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, fairs.
How was your week?
Yeah, my week was calm. I don't even really remember what's happened this week. Just really work. And that's it really. Just really work.
I hear it.
Yeah, that's it really. So we do this thing called Song of the Week. So every week we pick a new song. And then obviously our playlist this month was it R&B?
R&B.
Was it R&B? But obviously because we're going to a new month and we have you on the phone, we said let's do gospel for the next one. So
it's so funny to me when I talk to people and stuff and they make everything gospel. It's just so funny.
Nah, you know what?
I can message someone like, oh, how's it going? She'll be like, oh, yeah, I was just reading Proverbs and I'm like, okay. I don't believe you, but that's fine.
Hey, that's too funny. No, it wasn't a plan, but we thought, you know what? Let's add gospel to this rotation so we can kick off that month for us.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I ain't really listened to a lot of gospel recently. I can't lie, man.
No, I started getting into my gospel.
Yeah.
But my old, I don't know. If I hear a song and I like it, I listen to it. But I haven't sought out to listen to gospel music. So I listen to a lot of my old stuff. But obviously, just to kick off the playlist, let me deep what I have. So I've got...
Do you want to add 2 or 3?
I had 3. So Let Praises Rise. That was an old banger. That was a cold one. Yeah. That's probably my favourite worship song. Yahweh, Campus Rush Music. That one, that's an old banger.
Yeah, 100.
Oceans, Where Feet May Fail, Hillsong. And I'll do Deep Places by William McDowell.
Okay. With me, you know what, with like gospel music, I go through phases, So there's a period of my life where I was in like the Hillsongs phase. Then I went into like the Campus Rush, the Chandler Moore, that era. I think now I'm in like real Nigerian worship. I'm loving it now, I can't lie. So I would go for Out of My Belly, Prosper, or Chimana. Then I'll go for You Reign Forever, One Spirit, and Philippian Sunday.
Oh, Philippian Sunday, yeah.
Bro, he goes crazy, man.
Yeah.
What third one should I give them now? I would go for... Actually, you know what? I'll go for Another Measure by Minstrel Myra. Yeah, so those are my 3 songs of the week.
Okay.
What about you? You got
any amount? I'd say... Theophilus Sunday, Who Was There Like You?
Okay.
Theophilus Sunday, you might not know these songs, but Theophilus Sunday, Father of Spirits. Nathaniel Bassey, Adonai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good song.
Don Sinoye can When the Glory Comes.
Big song.
Okay, first.
Yeah.
And actually, let me
Big
add one more. You know Najee?
Yeah.
Yeah, Father's Place.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll do something new. Do you remember Najee?
I remember Najee.
Yeah.
Najee was
so
still.
bangers. 2020.
Najee.
Yeah,
was
we need new music from Najee.
Yeah.
Bros, we actually do, you know.
Yeah,
It's been
no,
a
I
minute.
hear it. But yeah, what we do every week as well. So we do what my wife did this week. So good, bad, whatever.
Only good. My wife only does good.
Amen.
Hey, sometimes we use it to rant. Sometimes we do. Hey, bro.
No,
You know
my
what I
wife
mean?
really does good.
Okay, cool. So I've got one for this week here.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just my wife or if it's you guys' wife as well. Obviously, you don't have to say anything. You can wink or something like that. So people won't see. But every time I go to the shop, she always adds something for me to go and do. So
jarring.
my
wife does that.
Bro, I said to her, okay, I'm gonna go Asda quickly. I just said, okay, I'm just gonna go Asda. I'm just buying dilute. So being a dilute. That's all I'm buying, and then I'll come home. Next time when I'm in there, she will send me, okay, can you get bread? Can you get eggs? And then this one, she even asked me, oh, we need a new drying rack. Can you call me and then show me the drying racks that they have so I can see? And I said I'm going to get dilute and I'm coming home.
Yeah.
So my thing went from a £2 shop to £18.
Yeah, I hear it.
I said I didn't budget for this one.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen? But all right, I'm still on to her about that. But that's something that she always does.
My wife does that all the time. There was one time, yeah. I lied to her. I lied. I know I shouldn't be lying. But she asked me, so I was not like you. I went shop to get like juice or something or water. And then she called me, she was like, babe, could you get some vitamins that I really need? Yeah. I'm like, you don't really need these vitamins. You're just using it as an opportunity because I'm going.
Yeah.
I was like, cool, calm. So I went to go find it. Bro, it was like £9. Bro, I called her, I was like, hey, they don't have it, you know. I was like, yeah, I asked them, I'll be looking for it, they don't have it, man. She's like, cool, when I go next, I'll get it. And I just went home, bro. You think I'm spending that money, bro? I just wanted to spend quick £3, £4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like you, end up spending like £20. I said, damn, I did.
And then there's even another one. So obviously, you know when all of us will know, but when you have kids, you don't really get time to yourself, right? And I think I forgot what day it was. I think it was Sunday, but Malachi was at his grandparents' house, and that was the first time like we napped together in like Malachi 1 year 7 months. So that's the first time we actually said, okay, let's take a nap and sleep, and wake up, and you're confused to what time you've woken up. And I was just like, bro, it just made me kind of go back and miss those times that we used to just be able to nap and do nothing, innit?
Yeah.
But it really took me back because I was like, bro, like this is the first. I even said to her, this is the first time like we've actually had a nap together in 1 year and 7 months. Do you not deep that? And yeah, that was it really.
What about you?
Tough one.
Tough one.
I think like recently we've been like putting Isaiah to bed early and just maybe instead of watching like regular TV shows, we watch things that stimulate a lot of conversation. And I think I've really enjoyed like talking a lot about like deep things like politics, different people's religious views, like ideologies that are being pushed in the world and in society and that sort of thing. So it's been a while, I'd say, since we just spent hours like actively talking a lot about different things that are going on, which typically we wouldn't really talk about because we're thinking, has he got nappy? Has he got this? X, Y, Z. So that's been something I've enjoyed.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I think with me, what my wife did this week, I think, so we just got back from holiday, so we spent time together. Like we didn't really argue like that, which I was a bit worried about first. Because you know when people say when you travel with your missus, like you guys will
there's
argue.
one day that you argue.
Yeah, we didn't though, which was good.
Day.
Like we didn't. We enjoyed ourselves, but yeah, that's it really. Yeah, I can't think of anything like crazy stand out that she's did. I think we just had a good week. I guess. Yeah, nothing to really complain about.
That's good. Have you got any baby development?
Yeah. So following on from what you just said about you putting your son to bed early. Zephaniah now goes to bed by himself.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Glory be to God.
That's an achievement.
I was,
That's a classic firstborn baby mistake, though.
Yeah, it is.
Not training them like that from
Yes.
the beginning.
It is. And we had a guest, remember, what he was saying? What's his name again? The guy with the 2 daughters.
Oh,
Chibs, that's it. Sorry, his name slipped my mind. But Chibs, he was saying he sort of taught his daughter how to sleep by herself. So he'll just put her in the bed, close the door, go to sleep, and cry herself to sleep. So we've been putting him to sleep, like just guiding him, lying with him so he falls asleep or carrying him. And then it got to a point where I was like, no, like you're actually 2 now. Like you need to start sleeping on your own. So the past few weeks, every time it's time for bedtime, like Zeph, change him, bath him, get ready for bed. Bedtime now, and then he will cry, then we'll put him down and I'll leave the room. He'll come out, we'll laugh because it's funny. He'll just be chasing after us. But recently, like, I've been noticing, I'll leave the room and he just stays there.
Yeah.
Then I'll go into the room and he'll have sleep in his eyes. He'll be like, he'll try and wake up, but I'll put him back to bed. And then this week, put him to bed, leave the room, 15 minutes, I'll go and check, he's sleeping, bro. So I'm just like, now, like, we don't have to waste time putting him to bed anymore. Like, as soon as he hits 7:30, bedtime. And we've got the whole night, evening to ourselves. So yeah, that's what he's done this week, which is great, man.
Hey, man, I hope that I get to that stage soon, because, bro.
Man. But, like, go on.
No, you go.
I think for us, when it's me, and it's just me he sees, he'll sleep. if he sees Tayo, he won't sleep, he'll cry. But when it's just me and him, like Tayo's gone to the... He knows it's a long day for him. He's gonna cry like there's no tomorrow. And I'll just look at him. I'll just mind my business. I'll go get my food. I'll sit down. I'll just ignore him.
Every night
and then
is
eventually
so funny,
he'll
man.
pile up. So like now, before, his cot was on Tayo's side of the bed. But now we've swapped sides. So I sleep on that side. So when he wakes up and he sees me, he'll just go back to bed. Or he'll cry a little bit, then he'll go back to bed. But before, when he sees her, he'll cry. She'll pick him up. I'm like, don't do that. I'll wake up. My guy's on the bed. Like,
hey, we live the same lives, man.
My guy's on the bed. Like, he's on my head. I'm like, bro, get off my head. Like, oh man, it's stressful.
We live the same life.
Yeah, and the worst part is, it's like he wants to kick me off the bed. He is like, there's no room for both of us. So he'll sleep like sideways. I'm like, bro. So that's why I was like, nah, we gotta put in some military discipline on this.
I don't know why you mums are your sons, bro.
Yeah.
That's why now I told my wife, I said, no, sir, don't worry about bedtime. I'm chief bedtime. So now, I'm chief bedtime. So now every night, Zephaniah, bed, bro. If she does it, bro, he'll be awake. Bro.
The thing is, I try to tell Tayo, and then she'll be like, oh no, like when he cries too much, it's not good for his brain and like his throat and this. I'm just like, no, he needs to cry. He needs to cry.
No, he needs to, fam.
He needs to slap manners on him.
That's too funny.
It's funny because even my one's about bedtime. So obviously, we had to. So my laptop and my workstation used to be in his room, because there wasn't really any space in the other rooms of our flat. But this week I moved everything around, so I put like our stuff, or my laptop and stuff, in our bedroom. So he's kind of got his own room, proper room. So he's like got like his room is like. Chat, there's no hazards, there's no wires. So if he goes into that room, he can do whatever he wants. Because before, what he'd do, he'd walk up to my workstation, and because I've got a standing desk, he'll just press the button and then the table would go high. And then one time, apparently, I was at home and I just heard one crash. I just said, ha! So since then, I've been saying, okay, let me sort this out. So now, obviously, he's got his own room and there's nothing in it. So it's nice to see that he actually has his own space now. But then as well, now I'm on my office chair. Now we need to go and buy a nursery chair, like a rocking chair, so we can put him to sleep in it. And then I was just like, bro, why are we still having to struggle to put him to sleep anyway? And bro, the way he's been sleeping, bro, he'll sleep, he'll wake up at like 2. And even me, I'll just wake up, I'm so tired, bro. I just put him in our bed and we just sleep, bro. And even then, he'll at like 7 this morning, just got up, just started. You know them ones, when they get into the age where they won't just wake up and stay still. They'll wake up, they'll be dragging you until you get up. So that's what he's been doing, man. And more obviously, Bricks, they sent us that thing schedule how to get them to sleep through the night, innit? But that schedule, bro, man said wake up at 7 a.m., all of this stuff, then sleep at 7. I said, bro, for someone that goes into the office sometimes, that 7 p.m. sleep, I don't even know how you do it.
What?
Yeah.
Put them to sleep at 7 o'clock.
Just training, bro.
No, but bro, when do you come back from work? What? Just straight that?
We come, obviously, he finishes nursery at 6, but we pick him up quite early. We pick him up around 5:30. As soon as we get home, dinner straight away. I said it's ready there and then. After dinner, probably 15 minutes of telly. After telly, bedtime. They're kids, bro. They don't know. Like, they don't know this is 6:30.
No, but even then, I've just come back from work. Let me rest my legs.
Yeah, after we put him to bed, then that's our resting time.
No, I hear it.
It's literally like we've got in our house now, it's like military, bro. Like every step is timed.
But does he sleep through the night though?
Yeah, patterned.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
Zephaniah has been sleeping through the night for a long time. He will have his moments where he gets up here and there, but majority of the time since he was been like 1, he's been sleeping through still.
Yeah, no, I need to. Well, does Isaiah sleep through the night?
Define sleep through the night. No, I'm joking. He'll sleep, but then like sometimes he'll wake up and then you gotta give him milk or something, and then he'll go back to bed and that sort of thing. So usually he'll sleep through the night, but maybe once or twice a week he'll shock us and just decide that he's not having it.
Like he won't sleep through the night like every night. He'll wake up once or twice. They're kids, innit?
No,
he doesn't give us too much stress.
Yeah, man, I've got because I just feel like my sleep is constantly being broken, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's calm anyway. But obviously before Isaiah, there was you and Tayo. So how did you guys meet?
We met in uni. So she ended up coming to Essex as a student, but before she came to Essex, I was in Essex and she came to visit her friend. So I went to the friend's house and then I saw her and then I asked the friend,
She's
I don't think she goes to the uni.
Yeah.
So I was like, who's she? Like, is she single? Blah, blah, blah. The friend was like, yeah. So I was like, I wanna chat to her. And so her friend was like, yeah, like, go for it. So I spoke to her, we started chatting, and we like became quite cool. Like we built a strong relationship. And it was headed towards, potentially like talking stage kind of thing. But this was like a different season of my life and a different season of her life. This is like first year of uni.
Yeah.
And first year of uni, I know we're doing like the whole gospel, all that, but it was different.
Don't worry, all of us.
Wait, what was it like back there for like you? What was first year uni like at the time for you?
First year of uni was like quite crazy. Like, just I was out there. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Like the way that I was at home before going to uni, it was them ones where like my mum was strict and aware.
Yeah.
And like she'll clock things and it's like, what are you doing? What's happening? Blah, blah, blah. Like all of that kind of stuff. So I couldn't really be free. So when I went to uni, I was like, oh my days, this is my time to shine. This is my time to enjoy. So so I met her first year of uni. And then like I'll see her in the rave, like she'll come visit a friend, we'll be in the rave together, I'll chill with her in the rave and everything. And then as we were talking, we just kind of like lost contact because she wasn't a student there.
Yeah.
So we just kind of like lost contact. And then I remember going to like someone's birthday and then seeing her and we were talking and she dropped me off to the bus stop. And this is when like we had kind of like lost contact a little bit. And then, and I didn't know the way like to the stop. So she dropped me, and then she was like, "Bye forever." I was like, that was bad dramatic. Like, bye forever,
And that's so funny.
So we lost touch.
Yeah.
And then the following year, she came and joined Essex as a student.
Wow.
So by this time, I was now reformed.
Yeah.
So I was evangelizing on campus with like a group of people because we had started a fellowship called The Rise. And then as we were evangelizing on campus, Freshers Fair, I bump into her. And I'm like,
what are you doing there?
Yeah, what are you doing here? Yeah. And she's like, oh yeah, like I've joined here, like I've left my previous uni, I'm a student here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, right, okay, yeah, like, do you want to come to our Rise?
Yeah.
And then she was like, yeah, so we signed her up and then She came first service. I preached the first service. She was there. And she tells me now that after that preaching, she went home and she cried and like rededicated her life to Christ and all that, which I didn't know at the time. But that's kind of how we met. We met in uni through fellowship. Yeah.
So how did it get from meeting, disconnecting to meeting again to relationship?
Yeah. So we. Were you gonna add something?
I wanted to add on to that point.
Yeah.
Because you were in ministry at that time, how did you get it there without it being away? Do you know what I'm saying?
I completely get what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, how did you get there? You get me?
Yeah. So every year we appoint new leaders for the fellowship. So the next year, she actually became one of the leaders. We appointed her as a leader. So I was president, and then she was like either secretary or events. I can't remember. So obviously through that we were working together.
Yeah.
So obviously I had liked her before, but now I'm thinking, excuse me.
No, that's right.
You know how it is when you're like a Christian role model that people are meant to look up to.
Yeah.
And then if you make one mistake, your whole life is over.
Especially,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially back then when people are a bit still young and like mature, so they didn't really know.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean.
Yeah, they didn't know like we're all human. Well, we're just trying.
Yeah.
Like same way you're trying, I'm trying. It's not like I'm saying I'm some bishop, whatever. I'm just trying like you. So I remember as we were getting closer and closer, like it was clear that we liked each other. But like I had like some incidents prior in the uni, and those people were still there. And I felt like if I talk to her and it doesn't turn out to be anything, she'll now come on this, oh yeah, he's one of these guys, these fake Christian guys.
One of these preachers
you know how they always say, oh, the church drummers are the worst. I didn't want to become in that loop. So I said to her, like, oh, you know, I do like you. Like, you know, it's clear we like each other, everything like that. However, I'd rather wait, because I was in my final year now.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd rather wait till I finish and I'm not here anymore.
Okay.
And then we can kind of really get into it. Because if we do it while I'm here and it doesn't work out, because sometimes you talk to people and it just doesn't work out, innit?
Yeah.
So if we do it while I'm here and it doesn't work out, that'll become a big problem for me because you're going to go and confide in your friends that are also in the fellowship.
Yeah.
And then when I'm preaching, they're going to be looking like, look at this nasty guy breaking people's hearts, thinking he's holier than thou, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't want any drama.
Yeah.
So I explained that to her.
How did she take it?
She was like, yeah, like she understood. It made sense to her. Obviously, we still like went along as if we're seeing each other, which wasn't like our plan at the time. But yeah, I'm just glad that it all worked out and that you know we're together now and everything. So yeah, that whole ministry aspects did make it difficult because I had to like tiptoe and I had to be careful, and I was mindful that if anything goes wrong, it's a long day. Like everyone will cuss me, people turn away, like it'll just be long. So yeah, it does make it a lot harder.
No, fairs. So yeah, let's we can skip the relationship part. So obviously, getting married now, how was like the wedding process and things like that? So obviously you're someone that's known, especially, you know, I don't know, when it's like, how do I say, like in the church community, it's like people, because you're cool with people and you're one of the head people, people are like, yeah, I'm coming, I can't wait to come, etc. How did you find that?
So we had the lockdown wedding initially.
Oh yeah,
which
saved
us. Yeah, that saved us because we were saving money. You know, Nigeria, you guys are just like, take everything, take it to World Cup.
No, I can't even deny, bro.
Yeah. So we were like saving, planning the wedding, everything like that. And then lockdown happened. And then, you know, it just seemed like a perfect opportunity to just get married at that time.
Yeah.
It fit with our timeline as well. So we had the lockdown wedding. After lockdown, I thought that was it.
Yeah.
After lockdown, they said we have to do the trip.
Yeah.
They gave me the wahala.
So at first they said, oh, we can just do a trad in the garden.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's great. Then it was like, I don't think the people will fit in the garden anymore. Then I was like, okay, let's just get a little community hall. Then I was like, okay, let's just do this. And the next thing you know, We landed at a real venue.
Everyone's in the banqueting hall.
With real
funny.
decor, with
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
everything, with real
yeah.
prices.
Yeah.
So that was like, it is what it is. If you're married in Nigeria, you just have to count the costs.
Yeah.
And just know that you have to endure what you have to
Because
endure.
you're Ghanaian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was there any like culture clashes with the families?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, because her family, thankfully, are really like calm.
That's good.
Yeah, they're just like simple, straightforward.
Mm.
And at the time as well, I had just finished uni. I didn't have too much money and everything. So I told her, if you try and make it we gotta get a helicopter to fly you and then get a Bentley to drive us up some hill. And we're just not gonna get married. Get married when we're like 35. I can't afford that. Do you know what I'm saying? So thankfully, she was calm to do simpler stuff. Her family were calm to do simple things. And that really helped. So I'm really grateful to have like amazing in-laws in that sense.
Yeah.
But even for the trad, I've got a whole lot of people that don't talk to me or look at me sideways because they weren't invited.
There.
Yeah.
No, but you had like a very when was your trad again?
Is
this about question time?
No, this was 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
Because me and my wife went, and I can't lie, from when I went, bro, we went to there was a wedding before your wedding in that same venue that was ram. Like there was like 800-900 people there.
Wow.
So when we walked into yours, I was like, whoa, I didn't know this place had so much space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, bro, this is like a very, not small, but very intimate trad and very nice. And I was like, bro, this is how traditional should be. Like very like intimate, etc. But
I think it was really like affordability. Just trying to accommodate for 600-700 people was just not going to work.
Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah. And I just had to, exactly, per head. Decor is per head, food is per head. And I just thought, I have to risk offending people in order to do this trad. And there's no way around it. Like, I can't think of a way around it. So we just had to do it and not invite a lot of people. And a lot of the people that we did invite are people that would have expected to be invited. And so it was sad, but I definitely lost a lot of friendships through that process. Yeah.
But then, would you say that since you've been married, not since you've been married, but okay, since you've been married and since you've had a child, those people would have been involved in anything anyway?
They wouldn't have been involved, but I think at that time, with the level of relationship, there are people that I wish I had just invited because, it's like it burnt a bridge and, you can't really rebuild certain bridges sometimes.
Should that burn a bridge though?
It shouldn't, but it does. And it is unfortunate. Now, like if someone doesn't invite me to their wedding, they tried, whatever it is, I understand.
Yeah, bro, I
think people should charge.
No way.
You think we charge? Entry for weddings. £50 per head. So I can pay for my wedding. Yeah, because I'm feeding you.
No, but that's what you come to spray, innit? You come to spray the cash.
I hear that.
No, but even spray it, bro.
I don't think
the money back.
No, I hear it though. Because even me, if I don't get invited, you know what's funny? Now that you have a child, it's like your day just goes anyway. You don't even think about what's going on outside.
Bro,
don't even invite me because I'm now coming to spend money because I have to buy an outfit, I have to buy material, I have to sew it, I have to spend cash. Don't invite me, please.
No, it's expensive still. But no, I always want, because bro, I was like, I like when I saw like a Chad like very small, intimate, and like it was very low. There was space. Like when I tell you there was space, and I was just like, bro. When I was at a wedding and there was like 3-4, pack out, bro.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. So obviously you got married during lockdown. So what year?
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Your Chad was like a year after.
Yeah.
Roundabouts. And then obviously you had your son in 2023.
Yeah.
So 3 years between getting married and thing was like, was you guys intentional in doing that, or was it like?
Yeah, it was intentional. So we planned to wait. So we planned to just like enjoy ourselves, be together, get to know each other, like build our strong relationship and everything, and then start trying. Yeah. And so we literally planned it, and it was October And we're like, okay, yeah, we should
Have to
start.
go,
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
macking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the family, it's so funny because the family pressure came at the same time
Yeah.
as when we were planning
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was interesting. So I remember going to Tyler's parents' house and like going there to tell them. And as we were going there to tell them, they were also planning to have an intervention with us and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it was so funny, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's nice still. How long were you guys together before getting married?
Ooh,
You trying
I'll
to put
say
in
like-
trouble, man?
I'll say like 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so then, well, you know each other, but you don't know each other. I understand the whole.
But
the whole
2
way
years, 1 year of uni is like 5 years of normal
Yeah.
everyday life as
It's
an
intense.
adult.
Uni's intense.
Yeah, and we met every day at uni because we had Monday leaders meeting for fellowship. Tuesday, I can't remember. Tuesday we had a rise.
Mm.
Wednesday we had church Bible study. Thursday was free. Friday we had prayer. Saturday we had youth, and then choir, and then prayer, and then Sunday we had church from like morning to evening.
All during while studying.
Yeah. So
that's a commitment.
and all the time she was there, I was there. So that 1 year or 2 years of being in uni together is actually like 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Because I said the same thing, because obviously I met my wife in uni.
Yeah.
And we got together first year of uni. So obviously those 3 years, bro, this felt like, bro, if you I just doubled it. So 3 years is basically 6 years.
Yeah.
So I was just like, with us, it wasn't like we didn't. Anyway, we got married. The kid came the year after. Innit?
Oh,
So,
did you plan it or?
no, of course not, bro. But obviously, at the same time, I was like, you know what? Like everyone obviously says, enjoy marriage, get to know each other, and I was like, oh, and I agree with that. I think that's a really good thing to do. I was like, me and her, we've basically known each other for almost 8
That's
years, if you
true.
think about it. So I was like, whenever it happens, it happens. So yeah. But no, that's.
How old were
that's
you
nice.
when she was pregnant?
How
Were you when she got
I
pregnant?
well, maybe like 20. I think I got. When did I get married? I think I got married like 26, 25, 26. And I think I was probably 26, 27.
Okay,
so roundabout. Because I just turned 28. So maybe like 26. 26 time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, young dad.
Yeah, I was
that's
25.
teenage pregnancy.
Still.
Yeah.
When you got married?
No,
Or
I
when?
got married at 26 or
Okay.
27. 26. When did I get married? 26, right? Or 27? I think so. But when she was pregnant, I was 25. Yeah, we were young
Okay.
still.
Yeah.
Man.
So how did you find out he was going to be a dad? Was it like a surprise or was it like a...
So she ordered, she told me she's ordered a gift for my brother's daughter, my niece. So I was like, okay, cool. And she was like, I want you to see it, to see if like it's good. And I'm like, it's good. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what you want
the
me
way
to
women
see.
do that is too funny.
Yeah, I'm like, it's nice, it's good, everything's fine. Like, the color's good, the size is good. Like, it makes no difference to me. It's like when we're planning the wedding and she's like, oh, do you want like pink or like blue? And I'm like, green, anything. Like, just close my eyes and pick. And she's like, oh, I want you to be involved in the process. And I'm like, I'll just say yes to anything you say because it doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. So I was opening it. And then it was like a little vest, like a little baby vest. And then I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was trying to act like, oh, yeah, I'm observing it and be like, yeah, this is a good gift. And then they said, you're going to be a dad.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the bed. I just jumped out of the bed. Like, Like, I was like, I was like, oh my goodness. I gave her a hug and we just started like praising and worshiping God.
Nah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Damn, I really want one of those surprises.
Yeah, man. Next one, God willing, for me, man.
It was a big shock.
Yeah.
Because it was like October. And we're like, okay, let's start, like trying. And then in our minds, it was like probably maybe like by November or something.
Wow,
But then that same October is when she gave me the thing. I was like, raw.
Oh,
It was
you didn't
express.
try that hard.
Express.
No, wow. What was the parents' reaction when you told them?
Her mom jumped out and said, Jesus!
Why are Afmos so dramatic, bro?
So,
Hey!
we gave both of them baby we gave them a gift. We said, oh, we got a gift for you.
Yeah.
And it was baby shoes.
Yeah.
So first they opened the baby shoes and then they were looking and they were like, oh, okay. You know when you're trying to figure out like
what
I
is
don't
this?
understand what gift, what kind of gift is it? Like, okay, yeah, you know, I guess when you have a baby, this can be his first shoes. And I think the mom just clocked. And she was like, Jesus! She jumped off. And she was like, you're pregnant. I was like, yeah. She started like worshiping, started praying, like on her knees, like she was happy.
Wow.
She was happy.
No, that's so funny. Jesus.
Yeah.
They're too dramatic.
Too dramatic, man.
They're too dramatic.
So following on from that, obviously, father, married, and obviously you're still in ministry, right? So just give a little background to what you actually do in ministry.
Yeah. So I lead a fellowship called Arise. Arise has a campus church in Essex University.
Yeah.
And then we do events in London. Alongside that, we've recently started a YouTube channel called Translating God. The reason why we didn't call it Arise is because whenever you type anything Arise, it's all like bare African news channels. So we wanted to have like a bit of a distinct name so that we don't get lost in the...
My mum's church is even called Arise.
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, yeah. So we started a YouTube channel called Translating God where we're going to be doing like podcast type thing, like what you guys are doing here, which is amazing, by the way. And we're going to do things like that. So it's really helpful that Tayo was a leader on campus and is also still a core leader now. There's like six of us, and she's one of the core leaders. So what it means is that we do it together. So when there's meetings, we have the meetings together. If I have to go to Essex and I come late or whatever, she would come with me. If not that, we had Isaiah that she needs to look after. So we're very much doing it together, which makes it a lot easier. I think if it was something that I'm doing off by myself and then she's just like there, I think that would probably be a little bit harder because I'm so invested in it and it's like a big part of my life that if she wasn't part of it, it would be a little bit, uncomfortable for her.
I've seen loads of like men in ministry suffer from that when they're just fully focused in ministry and their wife isn't really involved.
Yeah.
It kind of creates like a little barrier between them.
Yeah. I think even if I was like actively doing it every day and it meant I wasn't spending enough time with her for like 3 months because of it, it still, I don't think would cause a problem because I'm doing it, she's doing it.
Yeah.
So like every Thursday she's got choir practice. So she gets home late because she goes straight from work to choir and then comes home and all that. So it's very much like we're doing it together and she gets it. So the dynamics of us being in uni together, doing ministry together in uni, and then graduating and just continuing is so helpful. I think it makes it so much easier.
I wanted to ask you as well, what made you start Arise?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, we're pudding, man. We're pudding.
Yeah, what made you start it? Because I really love, like, especially like in uni, when you're young, like, there's so many things happening in the world, so many things you could just do, and it could just grab you and take you for so many years, like it did me. So I always look at people that started a ministry or gave their life to Christ at a young age, like, wow, like, how did you manage to just say, you know what, I'm fully focused on this, and I'm not gonna be tuned into that. Like, so how did you start ministry at that time?
Yeah, you know what? My personality, I'm a bit of like an extremist. In anything I do. So when I was in the world, I would consider myself like an extremist. Like, those people that just go all out. It's like we go from one rave, everyone's like, okay, let's get Capim. I'm like, no, there's another one there. And then it's like all of that, do you know what I mean? And I remember one day, like I was standing in the middle of a road with a bottle of vodka. I downed like half of it in uni at first year. People always have that. People always have that reaction. And I almost got hit by a car. My whole life flashed before my eyes.
Wow.
And just like I had a real encounter with God when I was 17. And I couldn't get away from it. I didn't want to get away from it, but I kind of thought, I can serve God when I'm older. Do you know what I mean? But I really felt God drawing me. It's like an internal drawing. It wasn't something that like I made the decision that I'm going to do this. That is partly it, but really I felt God drawing me and I responded to that drawing and responded to that call.
Can you say what the encounter was? Or is it
so, no, it's not. Okay. So I was 17, I went to Ghana and like I said, I was an extremist, so I had so many crazy things going on. I was about to be kicked out of school. And then a man of God that doesn't know me, doesn't know my family, doesn't know anyone, he walks up to me. I went for my granddad's funeral anniversary. And then he walks up to me and he's just chatting with me and we're sitting down talking. And then he starts telling me things about my life that I don't know. Like I'm not that I don't know, but no one would know. And bear in mind, I haven't grown up in church, so I haven't seen these things. Whereas a lot of people have grown up in church, so they've seen prophets, they've seen all these things before. So it was new to me. So I was like, oh, what's going on here? And a lot of the things he was touching on were things that maybe my mum was really stressed about and really sad about. I was banging fraud. So I used to have like a suit that I wear to go bang F, because you know when you're enjoying the money, you have to look smart.
Not everyone could just pull up there. I have it, man. I know.
And then like school, I was always having meetings. They wanted to kick me out, all of that. So my mum was very, very stressed. Was I? No, I think maybe I was like maybe 15, 16 actually. So he started telling me things, talking about what's happening at school, talking about all these things. And at first I thought, oh, has my mum gone to tell some guy something to come and like just scare me? And then I'll be like, oh my days, what's going on? Like, there's a devil trying to ruin my life or whatever. Excuse me, sorry.
That's right.
No, when you got kids. And,
even
you're
me,
working at
I'm
school.
good as well, bro. Don't worry.
But yeah, so that was happening. And at first I was listening to him. I started smiling when he was talking because I was thinking, you think I'm dumb. My mom's come to call you. And then he started saying things that no one would know.
Wow.
And that's what really caught me. And from that moment, I just thought, wait, God is real. Like that experience made me realize that God is real. Because prior to that, we don't seem to see God doing anything ever, anywhere. Do you know what I mean? We go to church and say, God is here, but really, there's no sign to indicate to us that God is here. I remember going to church one day. This is before I had a real experience with God. And the pastor was laying hands on people and they were falling down. And I was laughing. In my head, I was like, what are these people doing? And I was in line to go and get like hands laid on me. So I was going. I was thinking, I wonder what's going to happen when he lays hands on me. Because I'm obviously not going to fall down. But every single person seems to be falling down. Bro, I get to the front of the line. The guy holds my head and starts spinning me around, like with his hand, like forcing, and then pushes me to the ground. Like, basically trips me over and throws me to the ground. And I start busting up. And I'm like, bro, this is, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So that was like my experience. Like, my experience is like, God is not real. I wouldn't say I was an atheist. I believed in God, but there's no experiential God around.
No, I hear it.
So that made God real to me, which made me start seeking God. So I'd go on YouTube and I'll type preaching about God. And then I'll listen to preachings about God. And then I got a Bible, started reading the Bible, started trying to understand. So that just began that journey. But then I went away from that. I still internally was passionate about God, but I also was passionate about going raving. I was passionate about living wild. Do you know what I'm saying? So I went away from it. And then when I got to my first year of uni, there was like this Christian group that I hadn't planned to be Christian, going Christian groups and all that when I got to uni, but I just happened to be there. And as I started going, I was like, wow, this is really cool. The first service, I went up to the girl, her name's Yolante, and I was like, oh, she preached. And I was like, oh, I really love the preaching. I love what you're doing. Thank you for creating like a space like this, you know, for people to come to and everything. So I used to go every single week. All my friends were from, a lot of my friends were from there and everything like that. And I think just having that community really, really transformed my, you know, my whole uni experience. Because only God knows what it would have been if I didn't have that. So sometime down the line, it wasn't accessible anymore. Like the group wasn't really around anymore. And so me and some friends used to meet in my house. I don't know if you know Sean. My friend Sean as well. He went to Essex as well. But we used to meet in the house and we used to do Bible study together. And we used to do like practice evangelizing, practice preaching, all those sorts of things. And then we were like, why don't we just turn this into an actual society on campus so that more people can come? So we signed it up as a society. We got like hoodies. We got all of this, all of that. We went on campus for Freshers Fair. We invited people and it just started there. We started in a class with like 30 people, grew. By the time we were graduating, we had like 200 people coming every week.
Damn.
So it was really,
you guys
really
were, because when I joined my church, like I gave my life to Christ around properly like 2019. So like end of 2019, 2020 when I first started hearing of Horizon. Yeah, you guys are doing great things, man.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, that's how we started.
Yeah.
So do you think, obviously, the fact that you and Ty are doing this together, do you think that's how you kind of make sure God's at the center of your marriage, or do you feel like even though you are doing this together, sometimes you can get lost, if you know what I mean? Like, how do you kind of keep him at the center?
Yeah, I think doing ministry together and then keeping God in the center of the marriage, excuse me,
No, it's fine.
are two completely different things. Because you can just be doing things, activities, but God is not necessarily in activities. He's in like your devotion to Him, like your studying time, your praying time, and everything like that. So initially, we used to like read a lot together, but then lockdown finished, and then things get busier because I was at home because schools were closed.
Yeah.
And she was working from home, so we were just like together every day, all day. So it was easier. But then when things got a bit busier, it became a lot harder. We had to be a lot more intentional about it. And still till now, we have to be intentional, like create time. So sometimes I'll just be sitting there, I'll just pick up the Bible, open it and be like, Tao, get your Bible, let's open somewhere, and then we'll just start reading and then we'll discuss it. Because when you're trying to say, okay, we'll do it Thursdays at this time, Mondays at this time, it just gets kind of like hard.
Man.
Even though I think that is the ideal and that's what we're working towards. But at the moment, we just kind of do it sporadically. We pray every day together, but praying together, just kind of like 5-10 minute prayer, that's not where we want to be. We want to be like, we can spend like an hour a day together at least, together, or at least maybe half an hour together, praying and studying and worshiping and everything and bringing Isaiah into that. Or even if it's not like an hour every day or half an hour every day, maybe every like Saturday, we do it together. Because I think that for the average Christian, church is just a routine. People are not even like conscious or invested. So I don't want to use like Sunday morning church as, oh yeah, we've done like a family, God-related thing. Like I want there to be something outside of that. Yeah. So that's kind of like what we work towards and try to build.
Yeah. So to be a bit transparent, so obviously we do pray in the nights, etc. But obviously we kind of really lacked in terms of studying the word together, worshiping together, etc. Like if I say we worship together, we'd be like, if I play gospel in the car, we're both singing to it. It's not like not intentional, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do I start and get to the point of actually being like, okay, open up, let's read this, and you know what I mean? Because I don't know. Yeah,
and for all men as well.
Yeah.
So how do men lead their households in the way of Christ?
Great question. I love that. Because me, like, you know how people watch, I don't know what people watch, but like, I don't know, Prison Break or like, I don't know, whatever. I watch preaching as like TV show, right? So like, if you were to just come to my house, you'll either hear worship music or you'll hear preaching. And every time people come to my house, they're like, man, like, you actually like live like this. And I'm like, yeah, like, I actually live like this. So because preaching is playing 24/7, it keeps us engaged. The odd time we'll put on a TV show, we might come across something, then we'll binge watch it and things like that. But for the most part, preaching is just on all the time or worship music is on all the time. Now, the reality is that may not be practical for most people. So one of the things that I found, especially like recently, is there's this guy, I don't know his name, it's like Clive or Cliff or something like that, yeah. Maybe I'll send it to you after.
Please,
maybe you can put it in the description or something so people can access it. But it's this guy who goes to university campuses and he has conversations with groups of intellectuals and he's answering God questions. So they're like, oh, I believe that there are many pathways to heaven. It doesn't just have to be Jesus. I mean, some book that was written 2,000 years ago. How can you say that's valid? Were you there? Did you see it?
Yeah.
And then he'll give them really good, intelligent answers. And what that does is, like, as I put that on and we watch it, so that's kind of replaced the preaching. It's like Q&As. Because I don't even know, but Tayo likes to talk. Tayo can talk for the whole of Nigeria. So as we're watching it creates conversations. And then it creates like, oh, doesn't John chapter this verse this say X, Y, Z? And then we can go there and read it and look at it and talk about it and discuss it. So we may not be sitting down like, okay, you read chapter 1 and then I'll read chapter 2. Or you read this or whatever. But we're reading verses together, we're studying together, we're learning together, and it's really, really, really productive. So I don't know if you've heard of Cross-Examined, but he's a guy that goes to universities and does something similar. It's just that this other guy that I found recently, his ones are a lot more in-depth, a lot longer. The people really, really challenge him. And it really helps to build my faith and strengthen my faith hearing the answers. Yeah. Because reality is sometimes we as Christians have these same questions. Like you might read Job and just hear about God like killing his children, not killing, but allowing his children to be killed and all the suffering. And you're like, why would God allow that to happen? And we internalize it, but we don't talk about it. Yeah. So it's been really great recently having those kinds of conversations and everything. Yeah. So I think like actively trying to create routines to have those discussions, Bible study and everything. But even if that's hard, it's a lot easier to go on YouTube and put something on that will generate conversation in place of maybe a TV show, or maybe skip an episode. Maybe if you usually watch like 3 episodes of a show, watch 2 and then use that 1 hour that's left to watch something like this or put something like that on. And just,
I think that's like my wife. Like recently, like if she wants to turn on TV, she's putting a sermon on. So like we're just in the house, like you said, a sermon's playing, or worship music's playing. But to be transparent, and obviously you can help me with this. Recently, like I haven't really been like on my walk as well as I should. And that obviously comes off in like the way I pray and like the way I worship and stuff. Like it's very quick. It's very like, I don't really spend time with God as much as I used to. So when it comes to like praying and worshiping my wife, because my wife, she's like, she's serious. Yeah. So she can pray from now to 2 hours, she's still praying. Sometimes even when she's praying for us, I'm like, time is going. So it's like, with me, it's like, it's kind of embarrassing where like, I can't even do that. Like, I can't sit my family down and say, let's pray. Like,
no, I feel the same,
praying,
bro.
We're worshiping, we're studying the word. And I'm really like teaching them. Because I'm not at that stage where I used to be. Now, it's like, I don't like, it's hard to even lead you in this. Because I'm not where I should be. So now I just avoid it. So how do you think I should go about that?
I would say that you have to systemize your own personal devotion first. And when I say systemize, I mean, maybe like one of the things that I would recommend would be, I've got a list of like all the parables of Jesus.
Okay.
And maybe the parables are about 40 or 42. And you can spend like time going through each one. And after you read one, which is just a couple of verses, you can talk about it, or it can even be a Bible study plan that you guys do together. And it's a lot easier reading like stories than reading like Leviticus, where it's like, okay, and he took the lamb and he slaughtered it, and then he put the blood on the altar and all of that, and you don't really understand what's going on. So I would say that you have to systemize it and stick to it. Like the same way you have your routines of things that you do every day, you add this to it. Or even if it's tough to do every day, every other day, or maybe extended period of time on a weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, you do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you create a system around your devotional life, it makes it a lot easier. Otherwise, what you'll be doing is, I'll do it when I have time, or I'll do it when the opportunity comes. And Satan will make sure that opportunity will never come. And Satan will make sure that you'll never have time. And the reality is, when you're faced with challenges and you know, difficult situations, that faith that you need to be able to get through it won't be there. And then you'll fall short. So you have to be always prepared. And I think one of the ways to do that is to create a system and create a routine that forces you to do it. It could even be that you have maybe an accountability partner. Like maybe you guys say that, okay, every like Wednesday night and Saturday morning, we're going to jump on a Zoom or video call or FaceTime, and then we'll read together. And then, you know, as you do that, because you have someone outside of the home, it forces you to do it. Because like he's going to call you or you're going to call him. And then you just have to do it. So creating a system, this is part of the system, like a forced situation where you have to do it. Like I've got prayer lines that I have to do because the person will call me. And it's like, once you called me, we know we're praying for an hour. So we're doing it. So every week, whether I'm happy, sad, depressed, whatever, had a bad day, had a good day. It's happening. And I think that when you create those types of systems, it makes it a lot easier because you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
No, fairs.
It's like if they give you a deadline at work. You know that I can be around the bush, but that deadline, I have to meet it. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to miss it. Even if you have to stay up all night the night before, you have to meet it.
Yeah.
So that's the same concept where you force yourself to have to do it. So that way you don't leave it to chance. And what I also say is a lot of the time when you're going to do it, you won't feel like doing it. And I think that's a mistake that sometimes we make. We think, oh, I need to like have like goosebumps and just sense like the wind of the spirit blowing around me. Like that's not usually the case. Usually you probably won't want to do it. Like it may sound weird, but I read the Bible sometimes and I don't want to read. Like I read it, I force myself to read it. Just like when Isaiah or your kids need to take medicine and they're like, trying to spit it out. You force that thing. I force feed that guy, especially when Tyler's not around because she starts having mercy on him. But you have to force feed yourself because you know that you need it to develop and to grow. So that's what I'll say. I think you guys should start.
Now you know we've got something. We used to have like a Bible study with a couple of our boys in lockdown, and then obviously life got busy, so we stopped it. But I can't lie. I think it was like the other month, and I was like, you man, let's bring it back because I'm sliding.
And I think
sliding.
And I think it's like I know it's not an excuse, but have you deeped it as well? Maybe you've given me Discord that you have. But it's like when we weren't married and like we didn't have kids and we were just at home, like we had all the time in the world to devour during lockdown. I don't know if you hear it a lot from people, but lockdown was probably my like highest in terms of my walk because it's like all I had to do was read my word, pray, etc. Then you get back into work, the quiet time starts decreasing. Then now we get married, we have kids. And it's just like, where's the time to do it? I know it's not an excuse, but I feel like life is so much where it's hard to like get a minute. Obviously, and I know there's 24 hours in a day, so what I'm saying is probably cap. Or maybe it's an excuse, but it's like, how do you find that time in the busy to like say, you know what, cool, I'm gonna set this time aside and do?
Yeah. I'll say like, maybe this is another thing that has helped me on a personal level. Because I have to preach, I have to teach people, I have to, shepherd people. So sometimes maybe I have to prepare preachings like a lot, which means I have to study and I have to read. And it's not a good habit to read and study just for the sake of preparing something to preach because it's not very healthy for yourself. You don't internalize it because you're trying to like just, get through something and then go and deliver. But I would say that being in a position where you have to help others to some extent also really helps you because you know that you need to be well equipped and well informed to be able to help other people. So for example, at uni, when I was Arise president, people come up to me all the time with questions about God, about Christianity. And sometimes I don't understand the questions. Tyra was one of those people. She used to ask me questions all the time. And they're like, oh, in Exodus it says this. Like, what does that mean? And I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And I'll be like, oh, that's a great question. And I'll go away, I'll study, and I'll come back with an answer or the best answer I could come up with. So having a situation where there are some people that depend on you to feed them or shepherd them in some way helps as well because it motivates you or it's an extra motivation for you to study and learn and everything like that. Yeah, so I don't know, like maybe there's a way that in church or in a church group or something, maybe you host a small group every Wednesday or something like that where now, even if you had the worst day ever, that Wednesday, people are coming. And you can't just come and play Ludo. You have to come and you have to preach or you have to do a Bible study. So it forces you to always be in the word and always kind of be in that position. So I would encourage people to actively take up such roles where possible. Maybe you do new believers in your church. And so you're always like teaching the foundations. Maybe it's a 3-week new believers class. And then you do that in your church. And I think, things like that really help.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I was gonna ask, in terms of obviously what we spoke about before, in terms of like parables and stuff like that. In all honesty, I don't feel like I'd say I don't really know my word like that. But I just feel like that's because in terms of like like picking up my Bible to read Psalm or something like that. It's not something that I do. But I sometimes I kind of feel a bit embarrassed that I don't know it. Because I'm like, if someone asks me, all I can really talk about is my journey and why I follow God, right? But if they had any questions, I'd probably be stuttering.
Yeah.
So for someone like me that I just feel like I don't know much, where should I start?
Yeah.
Because you know them when some people start, Bible in a year or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, but okay, fairs. That might make sense. But then sometimes it gives you anyway different scriptures to go look at anyway. So it's not even in order for one. But I'm just thinking, where's the best place to actually start?
Yeah, really good question. The Bible is several books joined together, 66 books put together. It's really complicated. It's not as simple as picking it up and then you look at it and then you understand it.
Yeah.
The people were writing and talking to specific people in specific places at specific times. So you have to put yourself in the position of the receiver of the message to be able to interpret it properly, which helps a lot to be able to understand what's going on and understand what's happening and not get lost and confused, right? So if I was reading a history book, it would be different to the way I would read a novel, like a Harry Potter story. The way I would approach it would be different. So every book has its own genre. I don't want to go too deep into it. No. But like, if I was watching a Netflix documentary versus watching, a movie like James Bond, I understand that these are two completely different things that I'm watching and experiencing, right? So I always advise to try to get context as much as possible. And in order to do that, you have to read and study alongside some resources that can help you to understand what's happening so that you don't misinterpret what you're reading, right? So maybe right now, when I go to Essex, I advise them, don't do like sleepover boy girl, right? Because you will one day be like, oh, I wonder what you feel like. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it will come to your mind. Me saying that to them, which is in a sense a church, doesn't mean that it applies to everyone everywhere at all times. So there are certain instructions that maybe Paul would have given or people would have given in the Bible that doesn't apply to everyone everywhere all the time. It was a context that meant he had to say that, or he meant he had to give that instruction. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So I say all that to say that one of the things I advise people is read and study alongside some resources that can help you, like a commentary, or as you're reading, when you see something that you don't understand or doesn't make sense to you, try and do some extra study. There's someone, his name is David Pawson, and he has a series on YouTube called Unlocking the Bible. And he does a walkthrough, like maybe 4 or 5 parts of every single book in the Bible. So one of the things that you could do, let's say you wanted to read Mark, which is I would recommend, everyone, their starting point. I would recommend the book of Mark because he does everything in like 16 chapters. The whole life of Jesus, everything happens in 16 chapters. And it's a really good way to understand the foundation of Jesus' life in a short space of time without, like getting lost and getting confused.
Yeah.
So listen to David Pawson. I found it to be extremely useful. And while I'm listening to him, I'm also reading that particular book, and it helps me to understand the book. Because I think a lot of the time what happens is, let's say you're reading Matthew, and then you're reading, and then you read like a chapter and you realize you don't even understand what you just read. And you have to read it again, and you're like, oh, I'm confused. And then you read it again. But when you have resources that help you to have the context around what you're reading, it makes it more of an interesting journey. You're like, oh, this is why he said this. This is why that happened. Like Matthew, for example, starts with a long genealogy of Jesus. And you're like, what's this about? But Matthew was writing to the Jews, and the Jews believed in the Torah. And so what Matthew was trying to do was he was trying to trace the genealogy of Jesus all the way back to Abraham so that the Jewish people he was writing to would believe in him. Whereas Luke was writing to Gentiles and Mark was writing to Gentiles. So Mark didn't write any genealogy. Mark was writing to Gentiles and Romans as well. And the Romans didn't care about genealogy and Torah and everything like that. They care about what he did.
Yeah.
So Mark is focusing on the action. What's happening? What's Jesus doing? Casting out demons, healing the sick, raising the dead. That's what he's focusing on. So just having that understanding, it helps you as you're navigating through the scriptures to know that, okay, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. It was happening because X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. And that just helps you when you understand what you're doing. It's just like in school as a teacher, when kids misbehave, I feel like I'm talking bears.
No, go.
This is why you're here, man.
When kids misbehave, usually they don't understand the work. They've hit like a roadblock in their learning. And a lot of the time when we just throw the Bible away and move off onto something else, we've hit a roadblock in our understanding. So doing it with, you know, a resource, a Bible commentary, or listening to something that's explaining what you're reading, that goes a long way. I hope that makes sense.
Perfect sense. I'm going to go check that person out. We'll probably put in the description as well.
Yeah, no, I can't like, because I just feel like, because, you know, because obviously heavy is the head, in it, like you're the head of the family, right? And you have to lead in this particular way. So when I feel like I'm lacking, I feel like it makes me like, I don't know how to say it, like maybe like not sad, but it makes me a bit disappointed that I'm like, I could be here, but I'm here, and I don't know why I'm still stuck here instead of, I already know that I should be here. And instead of me to start making that journey there, I don't know why nothing's, you know, like pushing me to go there, you know what I mean?
But I think it's sad, like for me.
Yeah.
I have those moments as well where I feel like really discouraged. And I feel like, I'm not doing enough. We're not praying together enough. We're not studying enough. We're distracted. And I think that just like the prodigal son, in those moments, the solution is, as much as possible, immediately go back to doing what you know you're supposed to be doing. Like, even if it's in little bits and pieces, even if it's like 10 minutes, you know, maybe you pray like 2 minutes before you go to bed, but making it 10 minutes where you actively stand downstairs and pray for 10 minutes. And, you know, just little things and building up. Because I think, like, sometimes I can overwhelm myself and overwhelm us as a family and think, okay, every night we have to read for 1 hour, like study the Bible for 1 hour. Do you know what I mean? And then because it doesn't happen, you then get discouraged, and it's like, we're not doing anything. I'm not doing enough. I'm such a bad parent. I'm a bad leader. I'm a bad husband. I'm preaching outside, but I'm not, you know, help doing Bible study with my wife at home and all of this and that. So it is really discouraging sometimes, but I think that discouragement is a tool the enemy uses to stop you from doing it. Because they're like, I'm terrible anyway. I'm not good at maths. You know, you get kids say that, I'm not good at maths, I'm not going to try. And it's the same thing, just in a different way. And so,
No, I hear it, man. No, honestly, I think it's just about actually taking that first step and then making it a habit. It's just about how long is it going to take me to make the first step. But
do it tonight.
I will.
When you get home tonight, be like, let's pray for 10 minutes. Let's pray for ourselves and the family. And then you just, are we okay?
No,
okay. You just do it. And then it's a first step.
No, that's fine. No,
thank you.
But yeah, if you got anything like you want to plug, obviously you said that you're starting a pod, and then even Tyler's business,
I guess like you mentioned, my wife Tyler, she's a hairstylist. Her Instagram is YS Brides. She's really good at what she does. She comes home and explains all the hairstyles to me every time she has a bride. She's like, look, can you see the front or that? Yes. I'm like, yes, it's nice. Yes, I agree. It's very good. There's a rise. We meet. Right now, we're doing first Friday of every month. Sometimes we'll do it in my house, just because it's more cost efficient sometimes to do that. We've got Translating God on YouTube, where we're going to be interviewing people. We've got a lot of plans for it. We've done 3 episodes, but podcast studios are so expensive that the money I spent just to do those 3 episodes, I said I need to come up with a more practical long-term plan. So we're thinking of a more practical long-term plan at the moment. But that's it.
No, first, thank you, bro.
I just want to say I love what you guys do. I watch this at home on TV.
Thank you.
Rookie comes round, and Showa comes round.
Rookie's been appointed last. We'll get you to see it, bro.
And then he puts it on. And he's like, have you guys seen the new episode? So we watch it.
I love that, man.
I love it, man. And I like the the fact that, you know, you're black dads. And obviously there's a lot of stigma around, like I said at the beginning, the white kid in year 8 said to me, I'm going to leave just like your dad, you know. And I love the fact that because of what you guys are doing and people like you, we're redefining the narrative and bringing a new narrative of present fathers and present black fathers that are godly and raising the kids and looking after their family and everything like that.
No,
so
thank you, bro.
Thank you for what you do and what you represent.
No, I appreciate it.
It means a lot. Thank you.
No, thank you, bro. And also, obviously, Tayo, with her hair business, I can personally vouch because she did my wife's hair.
She done my wife's hair.
Oh, I swear. I didn't even know that.
Nah, she done.
Oh.
I know it was definitely Trad because I remember we were upstairs at the Trad while she was doing the hair, and I think white wedding. I'm not sure. No, not white wedding, just Trad, but it was top notch. And she even stayed extra to help as well.
Oh, wow.
So big up her. But yeah, personally, I can vouch. So make sure you go and follow and book her as well. And obviously follow your pod and Arise as well. But yeah, bro, appreciate everything. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thanks, man.
Another episode. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All of those things there. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.